You've thought about it, you've prayed about it, and you really feel like this is something you're supposed to do. But when you try to take that first step, it's like your mind starts going through the what ifs, and fear starts talking, and doubt tries to creep in. You ever been there? Yeah? I want you to think about it though, because I wonder if you've realized this, that the thing holding you back isn't really confusion. It's simply hesitation. Yeah. Good morning and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You know, I love getting your day started off on the right foot, and today we're talking about that moment when you know what to do, but you haven't moved yet. I want you to hear today's word of life from 1 Chronicles 28:20. It says, "Then David continued, 'Be strong and courageous and do the work. Don't be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord God, my God, is with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. He will see to it that all the work related to the temple of the Lord is finished correctly.'" Did you catch that? It didn't say, wait until you feel ready or wait until it makes sense. No, it said, do the work. So what has God put on your heart to do? What's that step that you've been thinking about? That move that you've been holding back on? What can I tell you? This might just be your moment to step out, to find that courage, and to watch what He does. I've been there before. Believe me. Oh, sometimes it's like, it's so hard just to take that step because of all the thoughts, the what ifs. But if you take the step, I think you'll find it's going to go a lot better than you've been thinking. Hey, I'm glad that we can process through these hard times, these hard thoughts, these big things together, because I want you to know that you're not alone, because we deal with this. For me, it was recently. I was eating dinner at a barbecue joint up in Union Hill. Yeah. I'm there and I didn't step. I didn't do the thing that I felt like I needed to do in the moment, and I've just beat myself up over it. Was it a missed opportunity? It's one of those things. Sometimes it takes a while to build up that courage, but once we finally do, watch out. Good things, I believe, are coming.
Well, I got a praise report.
All right, let's hear it.
I got a brand new radiator put in the truck yesterday from a ministry in Huntsville called Gideon's Garage.
Really?
Every one of those guys are spirit-filled Christians. It didn't cost me a dime. God blessed me with gas. He just overwhelmed me with His goodness, and I've got to go back up there and get some more stuff fixed on the truck. But it was just amazing, and I got a new contact, a brother that works in prison ministry. His nickname is Thunder, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So anyway, God set this thing up so cool, Stephen. It was amazing.
That is awesome, man. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about what God's doing.
Yeah, I know that was something you were pretty concerned about, but now ain't got that problem no more. That's a great thing.
Well, sir, as fast as I pour water in it, it just run out.
I got you.
And I wasted a bunch of money on stop leak stuff. But anyway, God's just like, if you'll quit worrying about stuff, I'll start taking care of business.
Ooh, that'll preach.
Yeah, it sure will. It sure will.
Thanks for sharing, man. Do you mind if I share it on the radio?
I don't mind at all.
Awesome.
I don't mind.
Well, thank you, sir.
And brother, I just want to tell you, we gotta love. We got to stay in love.
That's it.
We got to. And Stephen, thank you for being there for me and Bree for so many years. And I had to come out here. The radio in the camper got wet, so I had to come outside in the truck so I could listen to you.
Oh man, that means a lot. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, man. I hope you have a great day.
I'm going to. You have a wonderful day too, bro.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. I want to give a big shout out to the Right Reverend Larry Walls. Just sent me over a text. Said, good morning. Up again. Couldn't sleep. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. Oh, but you know what? It's a pretty beautiful sunrise out there. And I just happen to know that you enjoy a particular song. So I thought maybe, if it's okay with you, I'd like to play it for you, sir. So here you go. It's Don't Let the Darkness. Oh my, what a beautiful sunrise here in Guntersville, Alabama. There's just something about driving over the causeway, over the water, seeing the reflection of the sky. It's gorgeous. I hope you get an opportunity to enjoy the sunrise as well. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. And that's however you're doing that, whether it's on the FM dial here in North Alabama, or maybe you're listening on the podcast, even after the show, or maybe even the stream, because I'm looking at my streaming map right now, and I see a few people hanging out with us. Thank you, Alexandria, Virginia. I see your pin. You too in Guntersville, Alabama. Also, Joel Modis in Palm Coast, Florida. I hope you had an amazing sunrise on that beach this morning. And maybe you're there now walking the dogs. Could you imagine living on the beach? Joel is living the dream. And then we got some friends across the pond in Fuchenstein, Germany hanging out right now. Hey, it's been a while since I talked about this, but I wonder if maybe we could get more people to listen across the country. Yeah, you remember we did the challenge? It's been a few months ago now, to see how many states we could get to show up on the streaming map at one time during the morning show. So I know that we all have connections with people in different places. So I was wondering if maybe we could work on this challenge a little more. If we could maybe share the link with somebody who's maybe never listened before, but we think they should, because maybe they get something good out of it. Well, if you would, share the link with them. It's really easy to do, by the way. So if you go to our website, 885jfm.com, and click that On Now button, that's going to take you to the streaming page. Grab that URL, copy it, and send it to them and say, hey, check this out sometime. And let's see if we can't notice their pin on my map. And you know what? This really goes a long way if we have some people willing to reach out. I'm always giving you cues to call and cues to text, because I really do want to hear from you. I don't believe I've heard from our listener in Alexandria, Virginia just yet. So I was wondering if maybe you could text me. And this invitation is open to everybody. Let me know your name, where you're listening from. And sure, go ahead and tell me your favorite song. Maybe I can play it for you. I've got thousands of songs at my fingertips. So here's the number to text, okay? 256-967-0885. Something as simple as, good morning, Stephen. Say your name from, say wherever it's at, and my favorite song is this. Or if you want to get a little fun with me, send me a GIF. I'll send you one back. I always love doing that. So that number again, 256-967-0885. That invitation is open to everybody. Thank you for hanging out right here on the Lifeline Morning Show and making us a part of your everyday. It's a big deal. Now, house fires. I thank God. Want to give a big shout out to Christy Arrington this morning. She reached out and asked if maybe I could play Cutlass and what Faith can do. Why, yes, I can. I'd be happy to. Thank you for requesting it. Hey, you can reach me too at 256-967-0885. All right, I want to talk with all of our students headed in this morning. I've got a little something to talk with you about. You see, we were talking about this earlier, but I want to bring you into this conversation. A few minutes ago, we were talking about that moment when you know what to do, but you just haven't moved yet. And I want to show you something that might change the way you see that moment. What if fear doesn't get louder because you're off track? What if it gets louder because you're getting closer? Think about it. You don't feel that kind of resistance when you're sitting still. You don't feel that kind of tension when you're doing nothing, but the moment you start leaning toward the step, suddenly what happens? Doubt shows up. The what ifs get louder. Hesitation starts to kick in. Maybe that's not a sign to stop, though. Maybe that's a sign that what you're about to do matters. Yeah. Let me tell you a personal story, okay? So I was in band, right? I think this had to have been my 10th grade year. I'd finally moved over to snare, right? And here I was. It was my responsibility to play the cadence, right? So if there was a snare part, usually that was just me playing alone. I had like a solo part there that I could do all by myself. And I knew what was expected of me, but I had been working on something new. I had an idea that something would sound better instead of the straight thing that I've been playing the whole time. and I didn't know how my band director was going to take it. Mr. Sibley, he was a stickler, and he let you know if he didn't like something. Yeah, he'll let you know in a hurry. Well, on this day, we're going to the gym, and here I am. I change up the cadence, and I'm waiting for it. I'm like, the hammer's about to drop. He's about to let me have it. And much to my surprise, he looks at me and says, "Wow, Stephen, that sounded really good." And I was like, oh, I was so scared to do that. I thought he was going to let me have it, but he loved it. So, see, I was really fearful, but I decided to push through and do it anyway. And so that is my message to you today. Maybe you've been thinking about something you think is going to be an awesome thing. Maybe it's taking a risk at school. It's like, I don't know how this is going to come across, but I think they're really going to love it. Well, you know what? Definitely think it through. You don't want to do anything rash, anything really out there. Don't cause any problems, but who knows? You might have the Mr. Sibley little story like I had, where it comes across as being a game changer. Yeah. Maybe that's showing a technique to a teammate on your sports team. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I want you to feel comfortable enough to show them, to take the step. Do it carefully. Yeah, go ahead and pray about it too. I mean, keep God in the middle of the situation and watch what happens, because so many times we hesitate just before we make a breakthrough. All right? And that's something us adults are still learning today. Today we're talking about courage, right? So I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the Spotify poll is going to be for today. Here's the question. Are you moving forward or hesitating right now? I know that's a deep question, but I wonder if you can be super truthful with me on that Spotify poll. That's going to be with the podcast today at noon, okay? Here are the options. Here's the question one more time. Are you moving forward or hesitating right now? The options are, I'm taking the step, or I'm thinking about it, or I feel stuck, or I've been avoiding it. Yeah, let me know, and I want to showcase your answer tomorrow. Now, it doesn't tell me who gives the answer, so I can't shout you out by name, but I can talk a little bit about the response. So if you need a little help, we can work through this thing together. That's what we're here for. So that's going to be on Spotify again at noon, Lifeline Morning Show podcast. Okay, I've talked a whole lot. I need to stop talking now and play some music. How about some Phil Wickham and Homesick for Heaven? Plus, we'll have a drive time devotion coming up shortly from the Right Reverend Larry Walls.
This is Pastor Larry Walls with your Drive Time Devotion. Jane awoke dripping with perspiration. Her fever had just broken. Her body was aching and she was completely drained. She could not imagine speaking that night, and yet, what was she to do? She was the only speaker scheduled for the annual Vacation Bible School adult class in her church. To cancel would not only have created somewhat of a crisis, but she felt it would also reflect a failure of her own professed faith with God, how He heals and helps. So instead of canceling, she just started praying. Now, throughout the day, Jane felt no better. Still, mustering all the energy that she had, she dressed and drove herself to the meeting. Every 5 minutes, she found herself thinking, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. Only by God's help will I even be able to make it to the podium. So every step she took, every action she made required major effort. She could tell her fever had returned. Once behind the podium, however, she found that she had the energy to speak a sentence, and then another, and then yet even another. She spoke with great vitality and clarity of thought for nearly an hour. Upon returning home, however, she collapsed into her bed, where she stayed and slept soundly for the next 18 hours. Jane later said, "What I could not possibly have done in my own strength, I did in His strength." Ephesians 3:20 says, "Now glory be to God, who by His almighty power at work within us is able to do far more than we would ever dare to ask or even dream of." You see, anybody can do their best time, but God helps us to do better than ever our best. Pray with me. God, when it seems like we just can't go any further and that we've done all that we can possibly do, help us to understand that You are our help and You are our strength in constant times of trouble. For this we'll pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
So I wonder, who's sitting at your table today? Is fear sitting there? Fear should not get a vote in your life. And yet, for a lot of us, fear has been sitting at the table, weighing in on the decisions. What does it sound like? Here's some questions. It sounds like, what if I fail? What if I'm wrong? Yeah, right? You ever done that before? And before you know it, fear didn't just speak. It decided. But fear was never meant to lead you. It was never meant to decide your future. That's why this matters so much. Today's word of life, 1 Chronicles 28:20. Then David continued, "Be strong and courageous and do the work. Don't be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord God, my God, is with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. He will see to it that all the work related to the temple of the Lord is finished correctly." You notice something there? Do the work. Not when you feel ready, not when it's guaranteed, but now. So let me ask you something. What decision in your life right now has fear been making for you? Because today, you can take that vote back. You can say, I hear you, but you don't decide this. So that thing God's been putting on your heart, why don't you take one step today into that? Go ahead and start. Be strong. Do the work, because through Christ, God is with you. And if that's you today, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to text me this phrase: I'm moving forward. What do you think? Can you do that for me? If today's the day you're saying, finally, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the step. I'm going to stop second guessing. I'm going to stop procrastinating. I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to take at least one step. I'm ready. Let's go. I want you to text me this phrase: I'm moving forward. And I want to celebrate that with you today. Thanks for hanging out with me right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Okay, so I got to talk about something that happened to me on my way home yesterday. So I'm driving along Highway 69 between Gunnersville and Arab, and I look over, and there's a truck, actually, a work truck beside me. And it's got my name on it. It says Spiegel Contracting. I'm like, it's not every day I see my last name on a vehicle. So there's a phone number. And so what do? I dial some digits. And I end up not talking with the person who is driving in the truck, but with somebody at the office. And actually, it was one of the owners. And I said, now, I know that this is going to be a weird conversation, and I apologize ahead of time, but I just had to call because it's not every day I notice my last name on a vehicle. And so I was just wondering, this is a Coleman number. Where are your Spiegels from? Because Coleman is full of Spiegels. Back when we had the phone book, it was full of them. So she told me the story. Her granddad started the business years and years ago, and we got to talking a little more, and she told me where her Spiegels are from. I told her where my Spiegels are from. And I said, hey, did you ever hear about how there were 4 brothers who came over from Germany and each wanted to make a name for themselves, so they each spelled their last name differently? She said, yes, I have. My grandma told me that story. I said, you know what? My grandma told me that story too. That was so cool. And here I am, and I'm thinking about this. I'm like, I am not above being silly or, just letting my curiosity get the better of me. In many ways, I don't feel like an adult. I'm sorry. I just don't sometimes. I'm 43. I'll be 44 this year. And I wonder if you ever catch yourself doing stuff like this. It's like, well, a self-respecting adult, somebody who is, what's a good word? Dignified, wouldn't just be calling up people just on a whim. Well, I'm glad. I'll be more undignified than this. How about you? That's why this little comment that I came across yesterday really got me, and I wonder if maybe you can relate too. Here, see what you think.
I just saw a quote that said, I'm an adult in the same way that a tomato is a fruit, and honestly, yes.
Technically, yes, I'm an adult, though I might not feel like it mentally. Oh my. Let's just stay young at heart, shall we? What do you do when God is moving, but so is the opposition? Paul and Barnabas arrive in Iconium. They go into the synagogue and they begin to speak boldly about Jesus. And just like before, people believe. Lives are changed. Faith is rising. God is moving. But at the same time, not everyone is celebrating it. Opposition starts building. Voices rise against them. Hearts harden and the town becomes divided. And don't miss this part. They didn't leave right away. They stayed. They kept speaking boldly, even while the pressure was building. And the Lord provided their message was true, proved their message was true, by giving them power to do miraculous signs and wonders. So in the middle of opposition, God was still moving. But eventually, the opposition, well, it turns into a real threat. There's a plot to attack them, to stone them, and when they realize it, they don't quit the mission. They just move to the next place. And here's what you need to see. Courage doesn't mean ignoring resistance. It doesn't mean forcing your way through everything. It means staying faithful until it's time to move. So if you're facing resistance right now, if something feels harder than you expected, don't assume it means stop. Sometimes opposition shows up because something important is happening. The Lord was working in Iconium, even while things were getting difficult. And I believe He's still working in our lives through Christ, even when it doesn't feel easy. So stay bold, stay faithful, stay moving when God says to move. This is day 72 of From Ashes to Glory. Let's keep walking.
Man, y'all just ain't even gonna believe this. So I'm cruising down the road, right? And I'm right around the farm, just checking farm water, making sure irrigation's going since it's so dry. And I'm going down the main highway, and there's this car pulled over on the side of the road. The hood's popped, this and that. I'm going on by, and I look out the window, and I look over, and it's an old woman sitting there working on her car. I was like, what in the world? So I get it going down the road just a little bit, you know, and about that time, something just dawned on me. Turn around, go help that old woman. I was like, all right. So I cut the block, come back to her, pulled up to her, and she had a little scary. She's an old woman by herself. You can imagine why. And so I pulled up and was like, how about it, ma'am? I told her my name, this and that, what I do, and I was like, what's wrong? What's going on? She said, honey, I don't know what's going on. My car just quit. And I was like, well, lucky for you, I can work on some stuff. What's the last thing it did? Just tell me when we start from there. She said, I was going down the road and it just, all the lights started flashing and it just quit, everything. I was like, sounds like an alternator or battery or something. And she's like, so I pulled over on the side of the road and I've just been sitting here. She's like, I'm not from around here. I met some friends in Waycross, Georgia, and we had a big cookout and just a big group of our book club or whatever old ladies. She was like, I'm from Alabama, and we got this online book club, this and that. I was like, yes, ma'am, I got you. So I came down to eat with them, and I was headed back home. I was like, dang, okay, well, let me see what I can do. I was like, I'm gonna run right up the road and get my work truck, come back, and I'll get you fixed up. She was like, I thank you so much. What? I gotta pay you something. I was like, no, ma'am. So anyway, I go get my work truck, come back. As soon as I pop the hood, broke battery cable. I cut the battery cable. I was like, I'm gonna do a quick fix real quick and get you on the road, get you home. She was like, that's fine. So I cut her terminal off, just wrapped her wire around the terminal, put the bolt on it, let her ride. Car cranked right up. She's like, I gotta pay you something. I was like, no, ma'am. Don't worry about it. She's like, yeah, I do. She's like, do you like catfish? And I was like, do I like catfish? I was like, that's my favorite food. She said, I got a plate of catfish right here. It's still warm. You can have the whole catfish. You can have it all. I was like, perfect. So she gave me that catfish. That was my payment. She rode on about her day.
Did you hear him say it dawned on me? I needed to turn around and help that old lady. So I said, okay. You know what? God nudges us sometimes. Do we follow his lead? Or do we let fear get the better of us? Do we procrastinate thinking, was that really him? You know, have you ever been there before? But look what can happen. Something as simple as helping this lady with her battery, fixing her up, getting her down the road, and he got a plate of catfish out of it. I mean, come on, there are blessings to be had if we will just trust and obey and trust that he's going to get us through it. So, hey, I love that story. I had to share that story with you, and a big thank you to Griffin Walker for making that available over on TikTok. That's such a cool story. Since we're talking about courage today, I thought it appropriate to share this message with you from Jack Midkiff. This guy, I'm telling you, I'm loving his content over on TikTok. That's where you can find him for yourself. But, ooh, this is good. Take a listen to what he has to say.
What if your life ain't really stuck? It's just following what you believe. See, faith is not wishful thinking. It's a force. Your life is always moving in the direction of what you truly and really believe, way down deep inside. Not what you say you want. If you only believe what you see, you're going to stay limited and stuck for the rest of your life. But when you believe first, things start shifting. Here's the truth. Your thoughts, your words, and your actions all have to line up. That's when faith gets super powerful and super real in your life. Because you don't get what you hope for, you get what you believe. So the real question I'm going to leave with you, what are you believing right now?
Remember, Tim Timmons, the co-writer of that song, Make It Well by Mercy Me, will be on the show tomorrow at 8 o'clock, talking about an upcoming event he's going to be a part of. More about that tomorrow at 8. But for now, we need to close things up. We need to shut things down. We need to get you sent off on the right foot. So, with that in mind, before we wrap things up today, let's come back to this one more time. Fear doesn't get to make this decision. What's that step that you haven't taken yet? You've thought it through. You've prayed about it. You just haven't stepped out yet. You know what I mean? Yeah. Today, guess what? You don't have to overthink it. You don't have to hesitate anymore. You can take that step. And I want you to watch what happens when you do, because movement often breaks the power of fear. So I want you to be strong. Be courageous. Remember who is with you. Hey, thanks so much for spending your morning with me. If this encouraged you today, share it with someone who needs that push. And don't forget, the podcast will be up at noon on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube podcasts. So if you missed anything, you can catch it there. You can share it with somebody. Go ahead and subscribe and look in that description for all kinds of good stuff, from a Spotify music playlist and a separate song list to the Spotify poll there on Spotify particularly. Plus, you'll find in the description a family edition link to the expanded version of the show that's published on YouTube, unlisted. The only way to find it is through that link. Okay? So type in Lifeline Morning Show podcast. It'll be up by noon across those 5 platforms. And please, if you're listening on the podcast right now, let me invite you. Come hang out with me live sometime. Go to 885jfm.com, click the On Now button, and press play. I'm on from 6 to 10, Monday through Friday, Central Time. All right, that does it for me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you back here next time.